Hi, students. Hope you're having a great day. Today, we're going to work on independent studies, or namely, independent research. You will have a PowerPoint presentation slides. I'm going to go through it. I will have a research. I'm going to do it also independent research. And I want you to work on it with your group, with your discussion, and your final project for this semester. Independent research. So how we do research? First, we start with research question. Research question is how X impacts Y. That's a research question. For example, how crypto regulation sentiment, which is our X, impact crypto prices, our Y. In the social science, does discrimination and racial events, which is the number of those, will be our X, impact US unity, people unity, or not. Can tax cut X, if you lower the taxes, increase labor productivity, make people work more? So this is a research question. You need to identify your X and your Y and your investigation. Suppose we're going to use this case, actually, regulation and the crypto prices today. Like I will do research in this video about regulation. After you find the question, research question, then you need to do something called developing hypothesis. Developing hypothesis means how would you see in ex ante before you start your analysis? What's your theory is how X may impact Y outcome? What are the underlying mechanism or the hypothesis that if X going up, higher X causes higher or lower Y? So you need to say, we expect if this happen, like in the case of regulation, some people think that if there is more sentiment, more regulation, fear or sentiment across investors, the price of crypto going down. That's the ex ante hypothesis. We'll see if that's true or not. Could be no impact. Could be positive impact. We'll see. Then suppose when you develop your hypothesis, you also have to motivate the research. Why should I care? Why X impact Y that should care me? You have to say, well, the market is big, $2 trillion crypto, big market, and a lot of household invest and wealth for household. So you want to motivate the reason for the important of the topics. Then you have to do the economic significance. Like we expect like 10% change in X will impact the Y large amount. If yeah, maybe it could be that X going up, Y going up. So the theory is right. And the field is important. But if X go 10% up, the Y change 0.001. So it's not a big deal. It is right. The theory is right. The field is important, but the economic significance is not important. So these are the three things that you need to develop in your research. Results versus inference. The results, you report the results. If you estimate a model, you get coefficient. You report the fitness of the model, R square, and then the economic significance. When you report the R square, you also have the fitness of the model. The coefficient statistically significant, that means the t-stat. So you want the coefficient to be there, statistically significant. The model, the R square, is high, and the economic significance, all of those three things you have to report them. Therefore, because this one is 2. The inference is different than the results. They take away. So what I learned, for example, if the hypothesis, yes, X going up, Y going up, but the impact is very little, then you can say that, yeah, there is a relationship, but it's not significant, not important. The policy recommendation, that's an inference. So what I learned from there, what's the takeaway? How I recommend the policymaker, government, CEOs of companies, management, all of those, how I'm going to help them. And a projection and future forecast. So you can say, okay, based on our model, here's what's going to happen in the future. If this policy happened, then that's what's going to happen. So this are the inference, different than the results. Usually, not only students, even professors, they mix up the results with the inference with the results. And me, when I review their work, I send rejection because it seems to me that they're confusing. I need inference. The results are important, but the key for me is inference. We're going to use the crypto regulation sentiment. I mentioned that. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to bring my X regulation sentiment. There is no data about regulation sentiment. So you have to do something with sentiment, and you have to use a Google trend. I'm going to insert keyword in the trend, append the data, define my Y, in this case, crypto price. I'm going to use Bitcoin. Regress X over Y, collect that and report the results, draw your inference and conclusion. Research paper, when you write the paper, now we finish in econometrics and data analysis. We go to the paper to write the paper, first empirical, then they write the paper. You have to cover these topics, in this order, 1 to 2 paragraphs each. What is the research question? For example, this paper analyzes how X regulation impact crypto prices, or this study examines if crypto regulation impact crypto price. Motivation, why should I care? It's important because the market is $2 trillion. Develop your hypothesis and the movement between X and Y, what you expect the relationship. How we do it. We set the stage. I usually write, we set the stage by going to Google Trend, collect the data, do the estimate. Discuss your why. What is my why? In this case, it's going to be a Bitcoin return, and show that Bitcoin return from where I'm going to get it, what's the average, and standard deviation. Report the results and inference and conclusion. These are the themes of a paper, and each one of the themes could be 1 or 2 paragraphs, could be 3, could be something like that. Something that making sense to you. Outline of the research paper. The first page, I want to have a title, names, and abstract. The abstract up to 150 words. I need keyword. Like in my case, crypto regulation, sentiment, investors regulation, sentiment, crypto prices, this kind of stuff. Second page. Now, the first page is this. The second page is the rest. Second page and on. I need an introduction, which is research question, motivation, econometrics methodology, short reporting the results and the inference. Very short, quick results and inference report. Empirical analysis, that's another section. Report the model that you estimate. Usually, the model I'm going to do it today is a crypto price at time t equal constant plus theta. Theta is the one I need to estimate, multiplied by regulation, sentiment plus epsilon t. If theta greater than 0, that means more sentiment, greater prices. If theta equals 0, that means sentiment has no impact on prices. If theta less than 1, that's the key hypothesis. That means more sentiment, lower prices. Summary and conclusion, summary of what you did and the takeaway. Structure of research paper, I want you to have length 3 to 4. I'm fine if 6. If you feel you need a little bit more. Font 12. I like Garamond. Some people like Time New Romans. Double space. Appendix, you can have it as long as you want. Like after the conclusion, you can do whatever you want there. Another problem I see with the students, don't repeat yourself. Repetition means more bread, less beef. Recall what they said. Where is the beef? Watch this video. Where is the beef? We want beef. We don't want a bond burger with no small beef. So don't repeat yourself. It's weakness. And coherence. First, we set the stage. After we obtain the measures, then the next step is, like I start, here's a coherence. I say, we set the stage by doing this. Then we obtain the measure and we go to the next step, which is estimating that. It has to be short and sweet. So we set the stage. We did this. After we measure this, we do this. Then now we have X and Y. Then we do the estimation. We got the results. We looked at the t-stat. We looked at the R-square. Now we turn, after we collect the data, we estimate the model. Now we're going to report our results. Now that we report our results, what are the key inference? It has to be a coherence. The one way to do it, coherence, is to be short and sweet. The shorter the paper, the more coherent the paper. So think about that. What you have to do, you're going to do it group research. One of the goals in academics, in university, and me as a professor, is to compete and collaborate. Collaborate and compete. So this exercise is actually collaboration. We did a lot of videos. We compete with your classmate by doing good analysis. But for this exercise is a group research. So what we're going to do is in the discussion, I'm going to have a discussion about independent research, see the people who like your topics or see what other topics offered by students, show them that you like it, and build a team, divide the work across the team members, and make accountability. Like if this is your responsibility, you have to do it. If somebody did not do it, then you have to go and call out that person why you're not doing your part, and then you have to work. So one of dealing with people who doing their part and dealing with yourself, you know you have to do your part, is one of the learning of this exercise and being in university. Because in the real world, we work in teams. In the real world, I only work with teams. Only one research I did it by myself, but most of my research I do it with team co-authors from University of Miami, from Yale, John Hopkins, in California sometimes. Depends what the question. In Texas, I have a co-author. I have a different team actually. Make sure you're having fun, no stress. Now, when I was doing PhD, we work in team, and one of the members doesn't want to do the job, and that causes stress in the team. No, you should not. We have fun here. If one person not doing the job, try to be accountable. If that person doesn't want to do the job, when a free rider or something like that, no problem. Put smile on yourself. Do your work. Do that work, and have fun. It's a fun. I want to have fun. Always have fun. After you finish your teamwork and you submit your work and everything, just move on. But you have to have fun. Don't go to stress. A lot of people go to stress and writing nasty emails and this. Be cool in life. Be cool. Because sometimes you also do mistakes, but you didn't see yourself. Long story short, let's be cool here, okay? So that's pretty much what I have for you about independent research. Now I'm going to do my independent research. I'm going to go to Google Trend. So here we go. We're going to start now. I'm going to do about crypto regulation. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my independent research. Basically, I'm going to show you how I'm going to collect the data, make the results, and that's it. And tell you about the inference, and then you replicate my work, and then you do different topic, not crypto regulation. I did the crypto regulation. You do different thing, different topic. You have a discussion, and you will do it from there. It's going to be fun. Maybe 10 minutes. It's going to take me another 5 minutes, but I will show you. I'm going to go to this page, crypto regulation. There is Google Trend. So you have to identify keyword. So you have to explain how you identify keyword. So the way to do it, I read articles about regulation. Like I'm using crypto regulation as my independent research because I already published a paper a week ago about crypto regulation. So I know a lot about the field, but you have to do some research analysis, what the keyword that you're going to use in Google Trend. What I did actually is Bitcoin regulation, and then you click that term. I was looking for 2000 till present. Now Bitcoin doesn't have it, start in 2010, so I will take it later. The US or the world, I would suggest to US. Just focus in the US, and you go here, and you get boom. Here is a keyword for Bitcoin. Now, we know Bitcoin start in 2010. Here you see some 2009 here. Okay, that's fine. But Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin start 2010. So the first couple of years, it's not going to help me. I think the data start reporting in 2012, but let's start with the 2010, and I'll handle this. Another keyword I want to do is mining regulation. So from where you get the keyword? I get them by reading articles. I read a lot of articles in New York Times, Newsweek, Wall Street Journal, Market Watch, I mentioned Wall Street Journal. Los Angeles Times also have articles about mining regulation. Read an article or two about mining regulation. They use it. You need to read multiple articles to see what the keyword they use in this a lot and use it as a sentiment. Mining regulation. All right. And I'm not going to use till 2010. So January 2010, you get those, copy. You add it to this, paste. Mining regulation. Try to have a 4 keyword, but I'm going to stop at 2 just to give you the idea. Then you do sum. And it's sum of these two. I mean, you need to have a 3 to 4 keyword. If you have another keyword, you just put it here. And another keyword, like for example, let me do it already. I am here. Google trend, mining regulation. We say, let's say crypto currency regulation. That will be the third one. And open. And you go back to the so the first was Bitcoin regulation, mining regulation, US, we all US. You cannot do world and US, mix them up, either US or the world. Cryptocurrency, crypto regulation. Then you do the sum. You need to have a 3, 4 keyword. Do the sum of all these 3. So that is basically right click, insert command, new command. This is the X and the sentiment regulation index. This the crypto regulation sentiment. So that's my X. Now I need my Y. So that's X. Let's call it X. The sum Y would be the return for Y would be the return of Bitcoin. Return of Bitcoin. So how the regulation impact the return for Bitcoin? Good. Well, we need to go to Yahoo Finance. I'm still Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance. And you go to Bitcoin, BTC, Bitcoin UCD, and then you see historical data. And our analysis is monthly. And you go here and you say ask for max. So max actually September 2014. So we have to start October. Apply, download. So return, crypto return, Bitcoin return. So October 1st, November 1st, so good. So in October, the return was equal to the price end of the month minus the price beginning of the month divided by the price beginning of the month. That's a return. Boom, we're done with it. Now I need to get this return from October 2014, right click, copy. I'm gonna go to the sentiment where I can look the sentiment. Now remember, we start October 2014. You do right click and paste values. Still students do copy paste value because we have it based on formula. We had a formula here. So I didn't need the observation all the way down. I need to delete this observation. Boom, my Y is ready, my X is ready. Now I'm ready for my estimation model. You go data, you should have something called data analysis. If you didn't have it, you go file, options, add ends, go. This should be checked, this one and this. If they are unchecked, then this one will go, data analysis. But we need it, so you go file, options, add ends, go. Check this toolbox, you do okay. You get data analysis. We need regression. Okay. What's your Y? Well, there is our Y. Now make sure these are on the same side. So obviously there is more Y longer than I'll fix that later. And X should be the same size. Length, when I say size. So X all the way. The labels, check the labels because I use the first row. And okay. Boom. The results are boom up. Before I go there, I want to say, like, make sure in the end, many students send me in Excel, doesn't work my regression because your Y is longer than your X. Make sure the long is the same. Results. This is our key. Okay, so it says here, first of all, R square is low. R square reflects the fitness of the model, and it is between 0, which is perfectly unfit, and 1, and if it's 1, that means perfectly fit, usually between 0 and 1, never 1, never 0. Perfectly unfit. The t-stat here, t-stat has to be above 2. The absolute value of t-stat should be above or near to means statistically significant. And let me make that in blue. And here's another blue. Sorry, not this one. Undo. This is it. The t-stat blue. So of the absolute value of t-stat, -2 is 0.03. So absolute value is 2. If it's above or near 2, means statistically significant. In this case, the X sum, I call it, is the regulation sentiment lower the price of Bitcoin, the return of Bitcoin. All right. Now, is this result and the statistically significant? Now, this is a monthly data. So now you need to do the economic significant. To do the economic significant, you need to do mean. And what is the mean for the sentiment? So you go FX, average, you do OK. And then the mean will be is for this series. Boom, done. Okay. And then what's the mean for the return? That's so on average 6% the return. The economic significance will be equal. Economic significance is equal to the coefficient you have, this one, multiply by the mean of your X divided by the mean of the return. Boom. So that will put you that means highly statistically significant based on this model, by the way. So that means if there is a regulation sentiment going up, an average is going to go, the price is going to go heavy hit will be in the price. So for a month, in a month we have a lot of this, the return will be instead an average to be 6 in that month, an average supposed to be 6% because this is percent. Then the return instead to be an average 6.8, then the return will be equal 6.8 multiplied by 1 plus this one, enter. So the return will be 1.3 left. One is enough. Good. So 1.4, you go down from 6.8 1.4. That means negative 97%, 79%. So the inference is regulation is a big problem. Now, if you want to go more, it's okay. If you want to do more, is if you regress this over the future return. And that's what I did actually. Like if there is bad news, sentiment news that we're going to regulate crypto, then maybe in the first few days the price going down. But does that impact the future price next month and on? That's the things that we do, which is YT plus 1, YT plus 1. And then you can do how this impact the YT plus 1. This case, that's a YT minus plus 1. And values, base values. And then do the regression again. But I'm not going to do it. We're going to stop at this. So you can do T plus 1, T plus 2. How many months it will be the impact of the sentiment? All right. I report the results. I report everything. I collect the data. Everything's perfect. Now the time for the inference. What's the key inference? That the crypto regulation has a direct impact in the month that happened. If in given months there is a big sentiment, regulation sentiment, then the price will go heavily, will go down. Now, next month is a different story. I can do it, but I don't want you to more deep. So then I'm done basically. I'm ready to go and report to finish. So I'm done all of those and I'm ready to go and start doing the research paper overall, writing paragraphs. Now I get everything in Excel. And the results are here. You have to report these results. And you will have it. This is the model that you have to report. Oh, let's analyze the R squared. The R squared is small, 0.04. Does that the model missing something? Yes. In this kind of monthly data, the R squared is small, but 0.04 is very small. And this has to do it with the crypto. A lot of randomness going on in the crypto market. Why? Because most of the crypto investors are retail investors, not institutional, not JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and this. These institutionals cannot invest in crypto or buy crypto because the SEC has to regulate that, and the government has to regulate that, and institutional companies banks cannot buy till they regulate it. So there is opportunity for regulation. It could be good also to regulate crypto. I am done basically with independent research. I put the results, I show you the Excel. You will have the Excel, you will have the slides. You need to report that. You need to talk about T-stat, the interception. What does that mean, the interception? And how that impact the results. 96 observation, that means 96 months here. Here's the data. And then I'm going to go talking about the paper and you're done. We're done. Research paper is overall. You do these paragraphs, outline of the paper, first page, and then how you do that. Make sure short and sweet, and work on building a team. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, that's fine with me. As far as no more than 4, and no less than 2 or more. 2 to 4, 2, 3, or 4. Build a team, 2 students or 3 students or 4 students, top 4. Once you did the research, everybody submit that in Canvas. I know you worked as a team, but you send me the same report, that's fine with me. If you want to, after you finish the report, everybody want to have add here, drop there, that's fine with me too. If all the 4 send in, suppose we have 4 students or 3 students having one project, so every student will get a copy of the project and submit it in Canvas. So every student still, like it's a group, but when you submit as an individual. And in the title page, you can explain, this is my team. You say the names in the research. The abstract 150. It should be actually 100, but I'll make it 150 for first time to learn how to be concise and short and sweet. Thank you, students. We did everything we want to do for today. And I look forward to see your work.